Good morning and welcome back to my channel. This is a new angle. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you stick around. So today I thought I'd come to you with a list of 3 books that I'm hoping to get to before the end of the year. I'm not making any promises. This is not a TBR. I don't normally or ever really set up TBRs, only because I never know what I'm going to be in the mood for. And this time, a bigger reason, I'm still enjoying and reading and hopefully finishing at some point in the near future, Brothers Karamazov. I started this book, I'm going to say maybe beginning of October. I should have written the date when I started it. And I'm still enjoying it. I recently saw a TikTok of someone complaining about this book and how the best part about the book is how the spine it looks when you're reading it. She had some good points about the book. I don't think she'll ever read another Dostoevsky, but one of her good points that I think, in my opinion, is the paragraphs. So it doesn't really bother me. I think it bothers some people a lot more than it bothers me. But holy moly, these paragraphs are huge. This is how far into it I am. He just got arrested, and I'm not saying who because I don't know how much I can say. So I'm on book 9, The Alarm, and yeah, it's page 583. And just to let you know, so this page starts one paragraph, and that one paragraph goes through page 584 and half of 585. So I can see how it could be overwhelming for some people. It doesn't bother me. I'm enjoying the story, and I have a feeling that from now on it's gonna go a lot faster. So on to what we're here for. These are my notes. I'm trying to keep track of all the names and Brothers Karamazov because I'm losing track of who everybody is. And I don't know who's going to wind up being important. So I don't want to forget a name. Anyway, back to the reason we're here. So I have 3 books that I want to get to, would like to get to, not sure if I will, before the end of the year. The last book I'm going to talk about, I'm probably not going to get to it, but it's okay. I'll just read it next year. Not a big deal. I just want to read that book in the winter. So I do need to read it before spring starts. But so the first book I want to read, and I think I'm going to bring this one in my bag as my commuting book, because honestly, this is getting a little bit burdensome to carry this back and forth in my bag, because with the computer and this and my lunch and my shoes, my bag is getting really heavy, and I'm not willing to do that. I'm old. So the first book I want to pick up, and I think I'm picking this one up now because it's really small. It's only 123 pages. Is The Stranger by Albert Camus. So Albert Camus was born in, where was he born? Algeria in 1913. He was raised by his mother, who was illiterate. He studied philosophy, and he was a journalist. Albert Camus didn't, from what I understand, did not consider himself to be a philosopher. Somehow he wound up being a philosopher. And he did study philosophy, so why he would say he's not a philosopher, I don't understand, but maybe this will help me. So this was, or is, what we consider his first novel, his first book. And my copy is translated by Matthew Ward. Albert Camus, the little bit that I found on him, the quick research that I did, he comes from the school of thought of, I believe you pronounce it, absurdism, which is the thought or the philosophy that the world has no meaning and everything is pointless. I didn't go too much in depth on what the philosophy is, but to me it's interesting. It's an interesting concept because I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my watch because I just got a notification. I don't know who did it, and I'm working. It's a work day for me. But yeah, so I thought it was interesting because it's the opposite of who I am. So I would like to learn more about it. So The Stranger is a story about an ordinary person, an ordinary man, who gets drawn into a senseless murder on an Algerian beach. Sorry, I had to step away for a minute. Work calls. So yeah, so this is the first book that I'm picking up, and I may start it this week. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. The next book I want to read is Donna Tartt book, The Secret History. Sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place because I keep expecting my work to notify me about something else going on. So The Secret History. I don't know why I never picked this book up. There's a lot of hype around this book, and my hair's probably sticking up because I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But anyway, I digress. So The Secret History, there's a lot of hype around this book. I never picked it up, maybe because there was a lot of hype around it, but lately I've been seeing few interesting things about it and how it's deeper than a crime story or a private school story. I was never really interested in things that everybody was interested in. So yeah, I figured I'd pick this one up. It's also not very long. I think after reading Brothers Karamazov, I'm gonna need a little reprieve from very long books. This one is longer than Albert Camus' The Stranger. It's 559 pages. I'm told that it goes pretty quick. So judging by the font, it won't kill my eyes, my old eyes. So I'm picking this one up, and I will let you know if, in my opinion, lives up to the hype. And the last book I want to read or would like to read, and this may be the one that gets moved over to 2026. It's also the one that I've had for the longest. A little bit about me, I don't like having a lot of unread books on my shelves. I always feel like overwhelmed if there's too much for me to pick up and read. So normally I'll have a few that I haven't read. I have one shelf where I keep the books, one single shelf where I keep the books that I need to read. And when I start getting a little bit more than I normally do. Normally there's only like 4 or 5 books in there on that shelf. If I start seeing that it's getting a little bit too many books in there, I start getting antsy. So anyway, this one I may have to push it to 2026 because I'm not sure between my Federalist paper project, Brothers Karamazov, which I don't want to stop reading, and these two, I may not get to this one. So this is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. Fredrik Backman is a Swedish author, very well known. This book made the rounds on BookTube and BookTok and everything else. Instagram, Bookstagram, is that a thing? Anyway, again, like The Secret History, and I never picked it up. And then a few months ago, maybe in the summer, I was at Barnes & Noble and I saw the paperback, this copy, the bendy copy. I don't like hardcovers. I find them very uncomfortable to read. But I saw this one and I figured it would be a perfect book to read in the winter. The cover is beautiful. I love the cover. I love the little winter town. So this story is about a community and a community hockey team whom I believe loses the semifinals and violence ensues. I don't know too much about it because I don't pay much attention. When a book is too popular, I start feeling like maybe it's popular because people feel the need to jump on the popular train, and I could never be sure if they really truly love a book or if they're just regurgitating what they heard. So I kind of steer clear of it. But so I know that something happens, and from reading some of the interviews, I did look up some of the interviews that Fredrik Backman did while he was doing the rounds about this book. And in some of his interviews, he said he's interested in how communities define themselves and how far they will go to protect their identity. And with this book, he wanted to explore what happens when a community is forced to pick between winning and doing what is right. So the polar opposites of right and wrong, good and bad, or good and evil have always interested me. And I thought, why not pick this book up? It'll be a nice palate cleanser, hopefully. I hear that it's very warm. So after reading the Russian book, after reading Dostoevsky, this may be a good way to end the year or maybe start the year. So these are the 3 books that I plan on reading next. I'm not going to say this year, but I plan on reading next, and I will come back to you with an update, as well as an update on Brothers Karamazov. This one I'm hoping to finish by the end of the year, but I'm not really sure. 500 pages may be a bit much, especially if I'm reading other books, which, like I said in my last video, I don't normally do because I can't keep track of so many different stories. So we'll see. I may come back next week and say I put the other ones down and I'm reading this one only. And then there's also my Federalist Papers project. I will be reading today or tomorrow Federalist number 8, and we'll come back, or maybe I'll just post it on my Substack, what I think of it. I'm not sure. Let me know if you're really interested in an update on Federalist 8, or if it doesn't interest you whatsoever. I won't take offense, I promise. It's my project, not yours. So I don't expect you to be as interested in it as I am. And yeah, that's the plan for the next couple of weeks. And hopefully you guys have a great weekend. I am gonna go back to work now, and I will see you soon. Bye.